Hi, I'm Alex Paulton. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Talking Timepieces, where we talk about watches and horology. Today, let's take a look at a classic historic piece, the Accutron Spaceview from Bulova. The reason they call it the Spaceview is you can actually see the movement. It was originally intended as an aid for salespeople, but people were so fascinated, customers were so fascinated by the movement and seeing it that it became one of their more popular versions. Actually, the Accutron was contemporary in time with the Ambassador. As you can see, this was a much more straightforward piece. Micro-rotor movement, by the way, but Bulova was a player in the space before the Accutron came out, and then the Accutron came out and, of course, blew everybody away until quartz came along. So let's flip the camera and take a look at the Accutron up close. So here we are with the Bulova Accutron Spaceview. It's a really nice piece with a ton of history. The interesting thing about it, the first electronic watch, it was used in a lot of scientific packages and military gear because it could handle the G-loads and, of course, could be driven by a battery. It did not run the clocks in the Apollo spacecraft. They actually used the oscillators in the computers that were running the craft. Although there were Accutrons in the several of the scientific packages and some that are still functioning on the moon. The other aspect of the Accutron is the SR-71 pilots used to wear it. The Accutron Astronaut, a different looking model than this. The Accutron Astronaut had a 24-hour bezel and an extra 24-hour hand. It wasn't an independent hand, but you could turn the bezel to, set an external time, a second time zone. And it was very accurate and could handle G's and temperatures and the like because of the interesting design of the Accutron, because it is a tuning fork watch. As you see the copper coils, they induce the tuning fork, which you can see the U shape coming all the way down and around. Let me use the tool here. So you see, so the tuning fork goes from here. This is the head of the tuning fork inside the magnetic coil to get it to vibrate. And that's it. It just induces the vibration. The tuning fork's natural resonance takes over. And so there's the tuning fork arm. It goes down here and back up. See, and it's secured right there. And so the tuning fork vibrates at 360 cycles a second. And there's a almost microscopic, actually it is microscopic, wire spring that goes from one arm of the tuning fork to, which is a little teeny jewel tip, and it drives the gear train. There are some other videos by some people with really better cameras than I have that will show you that. You should definitely take a look. But the result is you can see the second hand has got this incredibly smooth sweep. Now, the only other watch that's got a sweep like that today is the Seiko Spring Drive. If you'll notice, this has also got a very smooth sweep, and that's because this has got a quartz-controlled magnetic clutch instead of an escapement, but it is a mechanical watch. I'll be doing a video on that soon. But the Accutron, because of the fact that it worked at literally an order of magnitude higher oscillations than a mechanical watch. A mechanical watch would run about, 8 hertz. This ran at about 360, like I said. Some variations that were licensed by the Swiss ran at 300 hertz. The Omegas all said 300, they gave them a nice round number to boast, I imagine. And some ran actually at higher frequencies, but the original Accutron ran at 360. The Spaceview, which is this specific model with the transparent face, was originally given to salespeople, so that they could sell the watch by talking about the tech. And it turned out to be such a popular design, it became a staple of the Accutron line that, yeah, we've got this one of the first open face skeleton movements, I guess you could call it, that, you know, was sold to the mainstream public. I mean, of course, the high-end back then also had skeletonized movements and the like, but, you know, you didn't see the average Joe saying, hey, let me see the guts of my watch, but the Accutron is so cool, it just demanded that attention. And the result is it's just history. Again, now, in the case of the... I have it on this Bund strap to bulk it up a little bit because it is, of course, a small case, and I do like to wear it, so I put it on the Bund strap to bulk it up some so that it has a bigger wrist presence, so I could wear it more comfortably. There's no crown per se. This is the crown, and it's a real pain in the butt to use. You have to pry out. Yeah, see, like that, and then you turn it, and it adjusts the time. They deliberately didn't put a crown on it to show futuristic aspect, just like Tag Heuer put the winder on the other side with automatics. They wanted to be dramatic and say, no crown, because once you set it, you can forget it. So it's just a really nice piece in that sense. Now, like I said, I had it on a Bund strap to give it a little bit more wrist presence, but let's throw it on the wrist. If you have smaller hands and smaller wrists, you know, if you like a Rolex 36, then this would work for you in that sense. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. And put it on. See, and it's a good-looking piece, and like I said, I put it on the Bund strap to bulk it up a little bit. Let me make sure I get the exact. Do it from the top, and then that way it comes out better. Yeah, it's a 30. It's a 34 inch. I mean, a 34 millimeter. Yeah, it's a 34, about 33 and a half, 34. And that's why, like I said, I put it on the Bund strap to make it a little bit nicer. Let's try one more time. Okay, go. So let's look. This is, see, so it's like a 33 and a half, 34. So this is a 34, see, so like I said, that's why I put it on the Bund strap to bulk it up a bit. And it is a good looking piece, and it attracts attention, and people ask me about it. It's, you know, so it's got a lot of legs, it's got a lot of history, it's got a lot of character. And you could pick up one of these for under $1,000. I've seen them for between $500 and $800, depending on where you get it from. I bought this one from a guy in Russia who restores Accutrons, but there are a bunch of people. I've got my Omega Speed Sonic currently in Japan with the Accutron doctor. He's restoring that. It's the Omega Lobster. It's got a really complex bracelet, but mostly because Omega no longer services the Omega Speed Sonics. They have no longer the spare parts. I sent it to Switzerland, and they sent it back with an apology. So if you want an Accutron service, you have to find somebody, or frankly, any tuning fork movement service, you're going to have to find a specialist who still takes the time to do it. So let's turn the camera around and let you all go for the day. So that was the Bull of Accutron. Lots of history, fantastic horology, and excellent engineering. A very cool piece that still has legs today. Thanks for taking the time to be with me. I really appreciate it. You have a great one now, and don't forget to subscribe. I don't post often, but if you subscribe, you know when I have something up new.